So here's a printer that I didn't even know existed up until 2 days ago. As you can see, it is a Wondermaker ZR, and I do hope it is packaged well inside because it came quite dented. It apparently is a Kickstarter project, and there is one more version of this printer with 4 tool heads, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be released a little bit later. So let's get this open and I'm going to show you a little bit more. That is not a lot of padding right here. Seems like there is more padding on the inside of the printer, I'm guessing holding the accessories, than in the box itself. It's pretty flimsy. So I did find a manual. There is some spare parts over here. Side cutter is always nice, scraper. Some trash. Do yourself a favor and skip the glue stick. Just get some real good adhesive. And also there's filament samples nowadays. This is a sad joke. You're telling me you can't throw in like 2 spools with a $800 printer? Come on. But before I even plug it in, I do need to address a couple of things. I just noticed there's some damage on the screen. No biggie. So obviously, if you look at this printer and you think to yourself that it looks really familiar, this is why. It looks like a bigger, slightly stripped down version of 85X. The extruder nozzle seems to be fairly easy to replace and get into, so no issues here. Obviously there is a poop chute because it is a multicolor printer. It looks kind of funny without the back on, and it is really nice open design in the back, which I like. I hate the ones on bamboo because they're tiny and they clog all the time, so this one is going to be really easy to clean out. First and obvious complaint, it is a 4-color printer, but as you can see you only have 2 holders, and the way you are supposed to use it, put one of the spools on, feed it through, and put the other spool on and feed it through. So if you want to replace this spool, you're first going to have to remove this spool just to get access to this one. An 85X being much smaller, they figure out how to have 4 spools, each have a separate holder, and a proper spring-loaded one at that. This one is metal. It's just, I mean, are we serious right now? And this brings me to my next point, which is the, I don't know how they call it, it just says filament module, but it seems to be coupled together with this, which is called filament separator. And at first I just thought about skipping that and printing a holder for spool, so I can have them on the side, just like on the 85X, and feed them to the module, but this one is powered. There is a connector in the back, and I am not sure if this is going to be just a runout sensor or if it does actually have some motors inside that's going to feed it. And this module is extremely heavy. I don't know what's inside, which is another mystery, because if you look at the toolhead, apart from the PTFEs, it's got one toolhead cable which plugs in only into the module here. So that means the motherboard is somewhere, and all the information that's being sent to the toolhead, you know, like literally everything, movements, fan speeds, temperatures, extrusion, whatever, it's going through the filament module. But yeah, this is a weird design, I'm not gonna lie. There are some mounting holes over here for the air filter, because you can buy full enclosure and extra fans, extra filters, and I believe camera separately if you want to enclose it. But since this is already, I believe, 750 bucks the way it is here, if you add all of the add-ons, you might as well just get K2 Pro with CFS and be able to print up to 16 colors out of the box if you want. I know Anycubic is coming out with Cobra Max, which is going to be 350 by 350 as well. But yeah, this one is 300 millimeters cubed. It's the same size as the K2 Pro. But yeah, I'm going to plug it in because I have to figure out if I can just get rid of that. I don't have to deal with this ridiculous design. I just plugged it in. Before I start the calibrations, I was greeted by this. The heater cable for the bed just sticks out, not really in the middle. This is the center of the printer, and this is just slightly to the side, a little bit to the back. Oh man, this printer is something else. I discovered one more thing. If you look right over here, this is the connectors for the bed heater. They are kind of exposed. If you really wanted to, you could stuck your finger over there. But luckily, it is held by hot glue, which comes with bonus hot glue strings right over here. And the screws that hold the bed itself are also coated in just some metal plastic, I'm guessing, so they don't loosen up. Somewhat sketchy so far. Okay, so calibrations are done. I'm going to load some filament. I really hope there's no feeders in this separator, because I have a feeling I'm going to be skipping that if it is even possible. Yeah, so no motors here, and nothing is happening. So do I have to actually... It is getting caught on something. I have to push it through. There we go. And it just assumed it's a blue PLA for some reason, and it doesn't seem like I can adjust it anyway. I'm going to skip that for now. Loading error. Check if filament... Check if filament what? Check if filament remains in 4-in-1 module. Well, I just loaded it, so yeah, it is trying to pull something. There we go. basically asked me to put filament in and then got surprised that there's a filament inside. Interesting. Now the holders are not spring loaded, so this can introduce some issues. It actually shows the nozzle is hardened, which is good. Let's try to edit the filament again on the, oh, what the hell. Interesting. I can change the color and I can change the type. Okay. I mean, it shows auxiliary fan not equipped, but what am I looking at? Yeah, so it is equipped. Right, print files. First model. Model has no color. Continue. I'm gonna turn off the leveling because I just did that. Let's use the red one and print. Okay, I have the first layer going. So when the screen showed the model has no color, what they actually meant is that it is multicolor, but I did not have multiple colors loaded because it actually just printed the print tower. So the wording's a little bit confusing, I guess. Or maybe I'm just dumb. Okay, we picked up some speed. This is the sound it makes while Z-hopping. That does not sound good, to be honest. It is loud and grindy. Oh boy. That did not finish. It says it wants filament, so I'm going to try and load something somewhere, but which I'm guessing is going to fail because I did not assign any filaments to any other slot. Okay, I loaded one more spool, and the tool head actually moved here, which I'm guessing is the cut position. But I am really confused because the print window actually completely disappeared. The error cleared itself, and now we are back to this. So is it going to resume printing? I don't think so. Nothing works over here anymore. The fan is going 100 miles an hour. Even though temps are already down, I'm going to restart it and load more filament. Okay, I might be missing something, but this is actually wild. So it stopped at the same spot, and it's now changing the filament from red to white. Which, how? It literally showed the model is single color. I did not assign any other colors, so I'm guessing it's just improvising. Okay, some stringing, but it's a nice color choice, but I didn't ask for it. Looks okay, a little bit messy. But now the question is, do I need that? So I'm gonna do a slight modification. Alright, I got rid of this completely. This is ridiculous. I just left the plug hanging here, and I went 85x style on the filament module. Loaded 2 filaments, just like before, and just so I can test everything out properly, I am going to start the same print again. This is the model that has no color, but actually does have color. Let it print, and so I can test 2 things at the same time, I'm going to cut this one off. Just so I can test if the runout sensor is accurate or it works together with this. I really want to open this and have a look what's inside because I really don't see a reason why this should ever exist. You know what, let's do that. So these are in fact filament runout sensors. I can show you how they work. I'm gonna take one of these guys out. So when the filament goes through, there is this small opening right over here, and there's a wheel here. So when the filament goes through, it spins this wheel, but when there's no filament, the wheel doesn't spin. So if the printer thinks the filament should be here, but this one is not spinning, that means it's run out, which sucks a lot because this just happened. Channel 3 detected abnormal filament feed. This is channel 3. It will not print without this stupid module. This is a ridiculous design, like seriously. Yeah, I mean, for 700 bucks, you can get 2 of these. And I'm really not sure how you mess up the design, especially when the solution is right here. This is like much smaller printer. This is 220 by 220. This is 300 by 300. If they manage to do it without this ridiculous addition and normal, somewhat, spool setup, I don't know. And with this being a Kickstarter printer too, I'll be disappointed, to be honest.